Alrighty guys, we're back here with a new video, and today's going to be a little bit of a different video. So I'm going to go through the basics of how to start an island. I get this question tons and tons of times in my Twitch stream. So we're going to go through just a basic setup of how to buy the island, how to upgrade your island, where to put certain buildings and certain structures, and all that kind of stuff like that. We're going to go through pastures, farming. We're going to do a little bit of laborers. So this video is going to be strictly just basic beginner, how to do your island, with a little bit of tips for some players that might not know how to do the islands, like for maybe some veterans, but most veterans already know how to do this. And like I said, we will go over the labor system, but a very, very brief bit of it, like just a beginner on how to put them out and set them and what they do. We'll do another guide on laborers because that's a very, very in-depth thing to do. So let's get in this guide right now, boys. Let's go. Alrighty guys, so you're going to come here to your main city, whatever main city you're in. You're going to open up, come to this guy right here. This is the island guy. So open your map, and then this guy right here that's got the palm tree and the little like water or whatever. This is your island guy. Now if you're not in Carleon like I'm at, you can go to any, this is in any major city. So for example, you're in Fort Sterling. When you click on the map, is click on the little tag right here, little scroll, not the actual city, to open up the map. You go inside there and see this is the island guy right there. And you can just find wherever he's at with the little palm tree location. Now this guy right here, you click on this and you buy your island. You wait a little bit of a timer, it's a very short timer, and then your island's ready to go. Now note you must have 30 days of premium active to buy your first island. After that, you don't have to have premium on your character to keep islands going. Now this is also the same guide that you use to upgrade your island. So see here, this is your basic island. But if you go to the next tier for 89,000 silver, which is not a lot, but I know it is a lot to new players, but I do recommend it. You get that extra spot to be able to put a farming, so you can do like farming pastures, herb gardens, whatever you want. That extra spot is crucial to have 2 spots to be able to sustain yourself. And then you also get an extra spot for, you get extra 2 spots for like, houses and stuff like that. You gotta wait 2 minutes after you make your island, and then you can enter it. So once you get into your island, I recommend that you do your farming stuff first before your buildings to go ahead and get a head start on all that. So go ahead and press B on your keyboard to bring up your building. And then on the side there's a bunch of tabs. So there's going to be economy, farming, military, and houses. All have their own certain things that you want to use, but we're going to skip all that right now. We're going to go straight to the farming. Now once you're in the farming tab, we're going to go down to the farm. But here you can also see that you can add other things like an herb garden. You can also add a pasture for animals, but you can also add a kennel. Now those are for special animals like mammoths and direwolves and stuff like that. But what we're going to focus on, and you can also press this little icon right next to it, and that's going to show you the materials that you need to build this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab up here, and we're going to go ahead and grab a farm. So this allows you to plant like carrots and stuff like that. So you want to dismount and go ahead and find somewhere you can place it. If you can't place it, it'll be red. Obviously if you can place it, it'll be green. Go and put it down where you want, pay the little fee, and then let's get started on building this plot for you. Now as you can see here, you're going to need 15 tier 1 raw wood and 15 tier 1 raw stone. And raw means it's just not refined. And don't worry, this is really easy because you can go around your farm and you have tons of tier 1 trees to chop down and also tons of tier 1 stone to pick up. So once you pick up all these things, you're going to go back to here and you're going to add them into the construction site to build them. Note real fast, I recommend keeping like a tier 1, like a tier 2 axe on you, or a tier 3 axe, whatever the highest tier axe you can wear. Go ahead and use it because it'll make you chopping down these trees way faster. Everybody can chop down everybody can use a tier 2 axe. So just have one of those on you and you can chop down trees extremely fast and save you a bunch of time. Okay, once you have all your materials, go back to your construction site, put the last bit of materials in, click on the little hammers, and then that'll put the materials in for you. And you just click it once and then you're good to go. Now, so at this point, there's a little guy over here. You go to this guy and click on him. It's where you can buy all your beginner stuff. Like you can buy seeds. The second tab, you can buy like animals and stuff like that to raise. Third tab is more like vanity, where you can buy really cool stuff to like buff up your house and your island, make it look really cool. Click on the first one up here, and we're going to go ahead and buy some carrots. Now, carrots are really cheap, and they're only tier 1, but they make a lot of money because you need a lot of carrots to feed animals. Pretty much almost all animals are either fed with carrots or meat. Now you can feed them with other like vegetables, but carrots are the most efficient because you can get a lot from them. So we're going to buy some carrots. You're going to get 9 carrots because there's 9 slots for each plot. So we're going to go ahead and buy 9 carrots, put them down, and then get these bad boys rocking. It takes 22 hours for these things to crop to bloom, to be able to harvest, to bloom, to be able to harvest. So you go and put them down, and you used to be able to have to like put these down crazy. Now you can just stand in one spot and put them all down. Now, okay, so whenever you first put these carrots all down, I recommend going up to it and using some focus on it to water these carrots. And what that does is it's going to allow you to be able to yield pretty much 100% chance to get seeds back. And when you're first starting out, you're going to be poor. So getting seeds back is going to help you out a lot. So you hit this right here, you water everything, and after a while you can have a nice stockpile of inventory. We don't have to water all of them, or you can do some basic math, you know, and like water like only 3 per 9, and you'll be able to make sure that you get enough seeds back or something like that. So over here we already have crops that are ready to go, so let's go ahead and harvest them and see what we got. Okay, so you can see that we harvested these crops and we use focus points to, you know, water them, and we're getting 2 seeds back. Also, we're getting the crops back. So 2 seeds, that's awesome. Here, we didn't water this. We didn't get any seeds back. And then we got the, but we still got the product. So there's always a chance you can get 2 seeds, 3 seeds, 1 seed. It's like just depending on how it goes. But the higher you do this, the more you'll level up, you know, carroting. And then you'll be able to get more seeds and stuff like that. So this is like the basic setup for doing crops. And the reason you want to do crops is, so there's a lot of different ways you can do your farm. So you can do just where you have carrots and then you have animals. My favorite setup to do farm that I think is most efficient is you want to have 2 farms to 1 pasture. Now farms are like where we just used, we had carrots. So you have 2 farms with carrots on it, and you have 1 pasture where you're growing animals. And that way you always have tons, because you're going to need at the beginning lots of carrots to feed these animals. And once you get these animals fed, you'll be able to like get a nice stockpile and drop it down to where you have, you know, only like two farms, and then like, you know, two pastures, and so on and so on and so on. It's a very efficient way to have 2 farms per 1 pasture at the beginning to stockpile your food and make sure that you can get it going. Now this is saying if you're going to build if you're going to raise mounts, you know, horses and stuff like that, or you can raise animals. Another way that you can make money here on the farm is what I do. When I first started, I did do the part where I did the carrots and I raised mounts and I used them and stuff like that. And I also raised animals to, you know, get the milk from the goats and the sheep and stuff like that to go and make potions and stuff like that. Well, I would sell it. But how I make my money right now, and it's more efficient for me, is I have two pastures set out where I have animals on them, and I take these animals to the butcher and I slaughter them. Now it's a really cool rotation. So you use the carrots to feed the animals that you have on your pasture to slaughter. Now you take that slaughtered meat and I take it to my other island. I have 2 islands, but you can do this all in 1 island, of course. And I have kennels set up where I have swift claws. And I do swift claws and sometimes dire wolves, but I mainly do swift claws. And I take the meat to the swift claws and I feed them, and it's a big circle. Now I take the swift claws, when they're done, they grow up. I hope I get a pup. If I don't get a pup, that's cool, whatever. Take the swift claws and I mount and I, you know, take them to the stable, get them all ready to go, and I either sell them or keep them. So there I have a chance to be able to make myself efficient with just mounts. Like right now I have tons of mounts that I made just for myself that I can either sell if I need money, or I can go out and ride them. And just like that, you made yourself self-efficient. Now, is it the best way to make money? Maybe, maybe not, depending on the mount market. Right now it's not that crazy, but this is a really good way to get yourself sustained. That's how I do it. There's tons of ways to use your island, tons and tons and tons of ways to use your island. Also, you can just take these slaughtered animals, these animals that you butchered, and take them straight to the auction house and sell them and make a nice little profit. So another way to be able to make money on your islands is to be able to sell food or potions. This is a very profitable way to make money on your island because mounts always go up and down. You never know what the profit's going to be. Like right now, tier 3 and tier 4 horses are selling pretty good. Tier 4 armored horses are selling crazy. Like really crazy. And even T6 armored horses. But that's not going to stay that way forever. Eventually people are it's going to even itself back out. But food and potions always are really, really nice profit. Yeah, they're high right now, but then they will go down, but there'll still be a nice profit. So look on your island and see what you want to make. So like if you look on the alchemy tab here, and you'll see that to make these type of potions, you're going to need this from the herb garden. And then if you scroll down, you might say, hey, to make a higher tier of that, I might need these 2 herbs from the herb garden, but I also might need some eggs or some milk, you know, like goose eggs or, you know, goat's milk. Find out what you need and then build your island around that. So you can go here and see that you need this, put down some pastures for that, make sure you have a carrot. So at this point, you would want to be able to make sure that you have 3 pastures or farms set up on your island, which is this next tier upgrade, which is not that expensive. But if you can't afford to have 2, with 3 you can still do it 2 to start off with. So you can have like, you know, your herb garden set down, and you can also have maybe carrots. So then you would have your herb garden, and you got all your herbs going, and then you also have a bunch of carrots. And then after you get a lot of carrots, you can tear down this carrot garden and then put a pasture there and take the carrots and feed them. And you're gonna have your goats, and you're gonna take your goats and you're gonna be able to milk them and take that milk with the herbs that you got, and boom, you made potions. And then level it up and go on and go on and go forth. Now this is very vague, it seems like, but this is the kind of steps that you want to go. You want to take what you want to do and what you think is going to be profitable, and you start going. Okay, for this portion, we're going to build a house. So you find your plot that you want to build the house. You press your B button to pull up the tab. Go to the house tab, and you have 3 houses you can make. You can have a guild house, which is a guild hall for, like, you know, guilds. You have a regular house that you can put down that anybody can make, and the third tab is a specialty house that you can put down. It's from when you had founder packs and stuff like that, and it takes an anchor to build that, and you have to have it be a founder to actually build that. So you might not be able to build that unless you're a founder. The structure is the same as all the other pastures. You're going to have your tier 1 resources that you have for your wood and your stone. Then you're also going to have another resource. This is why this is why stone is so strong in the game, because every building and structure takes it. So here we need refined sandstone, or is it limestone? Sorry, I can't remember which one it was, but it's refined stone in tier 2. So you need 180 of that. Now 180 of that at a lower tier is not that much. Once you get to about tier 5 and up, stone is ridiculously expensive. So you put in your resources, and then we get our house built, and then we can go from there. Okay, now that your house is built, perfect. You got your little hut, you're ready to rock and roll. Now come down here to your house, and you can go on the inside and you can put what you want, furniture in there. You can't really put much in here at this state. But on the outside of your house right here, you see that you're going to have a little plaque. Now this little plaque is how you can do things in the house. You can give access to people, you can do anything like that. You can demolish it, or you can also upgrade it. You can also make this house your home. So if you die in the open world, you can just click home and go straight to your house. But here we're going to go ahead and click the upgrade button. And now what the upgrade button is going to do is it's going to allow you to be able to upgrade this house to the next level. And so with the next level, it's going to obviously have higher tier resources. So you're still going to always need that base tier 1 logs and that tier 1 stone. But after that, it upgrades, tier 3, 4, 5, and 6 and all that. And it takes the refined stone. And like I said, stone is so expensive because of this. And as it goes on, you're going to need more of the tier 1 wood and more of this and more resources. And it goes and goes and goes. But once you get it upgraded, you'll be in the next portion of the house, and it'll be a nice house that you can start adding stuff to it and being more, and you can put more chests and stuff like that. Tier 3 is pretty good. I feel like the baseline house for anybody in this game would be a tier 4, because you can put a lot of chests in a tier 4 house, and you never have to upgrade it if you want. I mean, you don't have to go past the first house if you don't want to, but I feel like tier 4 is really easy to accomplish, and it's just like a very nice baseline house if you want to, obviously as you go on. But still, just having a tier 3 house is still good, because you can put 3 chests in a tier 3 house, and then that way you have nice storage space for everything that's going on. Also, let's say you have your house built, or I'm sorry, let's say that you have your house almost built and you realize, hey, I don't want it here, I want it in a different spot. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a demolition hammer, put it in your hands, go to the house, and you're going to see this little red button. When you click on it, you click make this house attackable, and you just start auto attacking it. When you start auto attacking it, after a few swings, or how many swings, the house will become boom, poof, it's gone. Now note that all the resources that you put into the house are gone. But on a side note, if you already have a house fully built, let's say you have a tier 5 forge built, and you're like, hey, forges suck, I don't have a forge here. You can go up to it and demolish it, and you get 100%, well, not 100%, you get 98% of the resources back from that. So that way you're not losing all your resources that you have already worked so hard to put into a house. Just make sure if it's already built, you do get almost all your resources back. Okay, so we're going to go over laborers extremely fast here. So laborers are basically people that you hire to work for you on your island. So you have these things called journals, and you take these journals out when you're crafting or gathering or even just doing random fame. And you fill these journals up and you take them back to these people that you have in your house, and you give it to them. And then when you give them these journals, they're going to give you back the amount that you went out in fame. So like if you went out and just did a bunch of like tier 3 leather, and you filled up tier 3 journals, or it could be any tier 3 journal, you're going to give that back to them. They're going to give you back those tier 3 resources. And by give you back, I mean that they're going to bring you back those resources. And let's say you have like a higher tier. If you have a higher tier, you have a chance of having something enchanted. So if you have a tier 4, you're going to be able to give these guys tier 4 the journals that you filled up, and you have a chance to have, you know, 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3. And the way you want to have these guys set up in your house is you want to have, now laborers take, they want to be happy. So you want to be able to make sure you have a table for all your laborers. So like one table sits 4 people. So one table will take care of, you know, 3 to 4 laborers, you know, 1 to 4 laborers, sorry. You want to make sure you have a bed for each laborer, but you also need trophies for these laborers. Now this is where the system gets kind of like intricate. Like you need trophies and all kinds of like certain things like this to make them super happy. Though that's a little bit more of an in-depth guide, but just basically laborers, you take these journals, you fill them up with whatever you're doing, whether it's gathering, crafting, or gathering fame. You take them back to them, and then they give you back a portion of what you did. So like, it's a good way to be able to get yourself back some like crafting materials or anything like that while you're not actually playing the game. And it's a really cool system, and it's a really in-depth system, so I'm not going to go really deep into it right now. But laborers are very strong, and we will have a guide about it. I'm pretty sure there's some guides out there already, maybe that are up to date, like maybe Lupac has one. If he does have one, I will put a link in the description below, but if he doesn't, we will have one coming later. Alrighty, I hope this video was helpful to everybody. I tried to make it as short and as basic as I could, you know, telling you where to put things, how to put things, you know, how to destroy stuff, things that you won't necessarily know about islands. There's a lot of profit to be made in your islands, and it can be very, very, very in-depth. I'm not the best person at islands. I just have a really good understanding about it. I have a lot of friends in this game that are just tremendous people at islands. And this is just like the basics of stuff. Maybe later on down the road, I can get some of them together and we can get together a really nice, in-depth island video to make you just make like massive amounts of money. But I wanted to get just a really nice beginner island video out to answer all these questions that are coming on my Twitch stream. Hope this was very helpful to you guys. If you have any comments or anything, put them down below. If I missed something or something that you really wanted to know that I didn't put in, just hit me up in the comments below or on my Discord or on Twitch, and I'll be able to answer them for you. Until the next time, guys, always love you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next video, boys. Peace.